Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Ronnie, could I have a song? Bounce by Roger. Give me that jam. Hey. I want to show them what I'm made of. And I want volume and bass, so like as if we're in the bar, eh? That one. There is my Ogi in the audience. She knows I used to shake those days. So she's thinking, eh? The song seems to be far.
Hello.
We should fire him. Sound. But you man, eh? The sound, no. It's like as if we are in charge. Show me vibe.
Bana twagala vibe.
You're fired. I hope you have not yet been paid, because I'm not contented. Let everybody stand anywhere that they want to stand. Stand anywhere where you want to stand. Get out of your seat and stand anywhere.
Twagala vibe.
Stand anywhere apart from your chair. Ladies,
Madam Speaker,
ladies,
to a vibe.
Please get out of your seats and find somewhere to stand.
Madam Speaker, to a vibe.
Ladies, stand out of your chairs. Ronnie, I've noticed one thing. The ladies in this place don't listen. You do a lot of laughing, texting, selfies, but you don't listen. Please, let's find a place. Stand somewhere apart from where you're seated. Get out of your comfort zone and find a place to stand. Let's hurry. We only have 3 minutes for that. I see ladies on their phones. Madam, you know I also have a phone, right? Stand out of your position. Get space. Get space. We are going to do something interesting. Get space. The ladies in this corridor. Meanwhile,
you guys, imagine you're like at Drew's or at Bandali or something. Don't be shy.
you know,
We're only girls here.
you know,
And you better act before I start mentioning names. I've seen some of you personally. You're very good dancers.
And if you know you also want to become the next Miss UICT, this is your platform. Come and show us.
okay, let me have your attention. Let me have your attention. We are going to do a simple exercise. The lady in green, you know I have phones, right? They may not be iPhones, but I do have phones. So let's do a simple exercise. When you raise your hands up, let me have all your hands up. Meanwhile, is any of you having your boyfriend in this room? Why do you act like as if someone is watching? Okay, so when we have our hands up, this means attention, attention. When your hands are up, this is Uganda, this is Kenya, this is Tanzania. So when I mention a country, you touch where it belongs. We start. Tanzania, Burundi, Tanzania, Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya, Zanzibar. Yeah, you see? You're not paying attention. Please go back to your seats. Thank you so much. Now the DJ has woken up. In my free time, I love dancing. Running. Okay, so before I start presenting, I would like to confirm that every lady has a pen and paper on them. Now, the purpose of the pen and the paper is not to write down everything I'm going to say, but to write down your questions, okay? So in this row, let me take this to B1. I'm going to choose this lady. What's your name? Who? You mean to say that when you're in hostel, that's how you speak? Shadra. I can't pronounce your name. Let me just call you Shakira. I cannot pronounce your name. But you're going to help me collect the papers from this side. And then on this side, the lady in green, who is always on her phone, you're going to collect for me the papers from this side. Now, the papers can come through whenever you want. Whenever you have a question, please just send in the paper. I like to do it this way because there are so many things I'm going to talk about, and in between there, you may want to ask a few questions. So she's responsible. Please stand up so that they can see you. She's responsible for collecting papers this side. You can even send them to her. And then this side, the lady in green, please stand up. You're collecting that side. Yes. So that's the purpose of the papers. And then we have a second microphone in the audience, right? I am going to be randomly asking questions. I'm not going to ask people to raise their hands. I'm not going to beg people to respond to me because I've been paying attention to you and most of you are utilizing this Wi-Fi really well. You're on your phones, like as if us the speakers, we don't have phones. We do. The lady who is sleeping, is she sick? You're sick? You could excuse yourself if you want to sleep. If you're sick, I don't want to talk if you're feeling bad. I don't want to force you to stay here. Kali. So, my name is, maybe you could make the screen bigger. My name is Namutebi Ruth Elizabeth, but my brand name is Madam Architect. Everybody who knows me, most people know me by Madam Architect, most people don't know my actual name. On Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere, you'll find Namutebi Ruth Elizabeth, Madam Architect. So by profession, I am an architect. I have 6 years. This year, I'll be making 7 years experience in the field. But I am also upgrading somewhere. I am also a mentor. I've mentored so many people in a couple of programs. I am an HIV advocate and SRH advocate. SRH meaning sexual reproductive health and rights. I am a humanitarian. I started an NGO for people living with HIV. I am also a peer educator with Reach a Hand Uganda. And as a peer educator, what is expected of me is to go out into the community and teach people everything and anything that is to do with sexual reproductive health and rights. I am also a seamstress. Do you all know who a seamstress is? Yes, I am a seamstress. I know how to use a sewing machine really well. I am also a national youth representative. I represent most of you in the parliament. And also a media personality. I do farming, but I'm also a young entrepreneur. Yes. Next slide, please. So a bit about me. I am a 30-year-old aspiring architect. Currently, I have 6 years experience in the field of architecture as a draftsman. And I am also an architecture student who is pursuing her bachelor's degree at the International University of East Africa in Kansanga. And then I also run a startup named REN, Architects and Engineers, that's my company. We deal in prefabricated architecture alongside plastic waste. We have also participated in so many business competitions and won. I have also worked with so many companies in the field of architecture. I have worked with Spear Motors, I have worked with National Water, I have worked with the Lupaleria family. I have worked in so many places, so sometimes I even forget. I have worked with Hwansang Industries, and currently I work for myself. So I am also an alumnus of a 6 months mentorship program that is called the mentorship class, in which I also formally doubled as the head coach. So I also I've been, throughout lockdown, I was doing short courses for businesses. I wanted to learn so much about business. So I joined the Stanbic Business Incubator, and I recently graduated. I also joined the Tony Elumelu Foundation. I have also recently graduated from, I keep forgetting, it's the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. I also have a certificate from Motive as a seamstress in fabrics and textiles. I love advocacy so much, I cannot explain it. So I am also a sexual reproductive health and rights advocate and a peer educator with Reach a Hand Uganda for the past 2 years. And because of that, I managed to win an award, my first award for my kind of work. And because of that also, I was invited to the parliament to lobby for a law concerning teenage pregnancies last year. So I am also as a seasoned draftsman, I am also passionate about motivational speaking, HIV advocacy. I'm driven by the need and desire to help people living with HIV under a non-profit organization that I started called Daria Kaitesi Safe Space, having been born HIV positive and endured stigma. So I've also generated income from farming. I do watermelon farming to be able to sustain my NGO. I have done quite a lot. I don't want to scare people. But if you ask, I like to call myself an architect. I love and I am obsessed with architecture. Next slide. But can you guys see on this side? Okay. So that is me on site. And next picture. I'm just going to take you through quickly. Then that is me in the mentorship class. I was the head coach of that cohort. So I was welcoming the new cohort. Then the next picture is me in the field with Reach a Hand Uganda. I was teaching people how to use a pad, a reusable pad. And that is my organization, Daria Kaitesi Safe Space. It had partnered with another organization to do blood donations. That is me using a sewing machine. That is me doing farming. And on the other side, it's me representing you people in the parliament. I have appeared in New Vision twice. First, before you skipped. First was when I was going through a phase of my life where I was being stigmatized for being HIV positive, but also I was struggling to get a scholarship. That is the first side. Then the second side, when I finally got the scholarship. So I've done a couple of interviews. That is NBS, Farida Nakaziwe. The other one is Hatman Alugwa Sekaya on Sanyuka. Then this one was the I Know Kati concert where as a panelist. The next picture below, number 14, that was when I won an award for the kind of work I do. For now, let's stop there. So that is a bit about me. I am not showing you everything I've done to show off. I am just letting you know that every woman can do the things people have done. While you're looking at the Winnie Byanyimaz, the Maggie Chigozis, the Kamala Harris, Rosa Malango. I don't even know if you know the people I'm talking about. Do you? I don't want you to think that it needs a whole different level of intervention for you to be able to achieve a certain type of life. You can get to everything that you want to get to if you set your mind to it. Hello? Hello? Do I have any questions so far? Do I have any questions so far? Yes, so I'm done introducing myself. Sexual reproductive health and rights is a really, really wide topic. And when I say it's a really wide topic, I'm talking, it entails family planning. It entails contraceptives. We have communicable and non-communicable diseases. We have disability inclusion. We have abortion. We have rape. We have mental health. We have gender-based violence. We have maternal health. We have personal hygiene. We talk about relationships and personality traits. I was told when I walked in that when people heard the topic sexual reproductive health and rights, they thought it's about sex. Is it true? Is it true? Do we have a microphone? Yes, the lady in a red veil. I would like to hear from you. What do you think sexual reproductive health and rights is about? Please stand up.
Good afternoon. When I first heard it, I thought it's about sex. That's what I thought. That's what came first in my mind.
Okay. The lady in front of you has something to say. You thought it was about what? I saw you smiling, so I'm just taking advantage.
I wasn't.
You share your thoughts. Everyone is going to speak in this room meanwhile. Their turn hasn't just arrived. Please stand up.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What did you think, or what did you, when you heard about sexual reproductive health and rights, what did you think it was about? These are entirely your thoughts, by the way.
I thought it's about the reproductive system and how to take care of it.
Okay. Does anyone else have something completely different in this room? Anyone? So, sexual reproductive health is a very wide topic. So wide that everything can't be covered in one day. But I'm going to choose topics that I'm passionate about to talk about. Personally, I love talking about family planning, contraceptives, mental health, communicable and non-communicable diseases. I love talking about abortion, rape, and relationships. I'm not a fan of GBV, which is gender-based violence, but I'll also talk about disability inclusion because it's becoming a thing these days. So contraceptives. Let's go back to the other first. Where is the microphone? Hey, the one holding the microphone. What do you know about contraceptives?
Well, contraceptives are majorly like the things we use in order to avoid pregnancy. For example, maybe the pills, the injector plans, the IUDs, yeah, things of that sort.
Okay. Has anyone, okay, I feel like it will be a no, but let me go ahead and ask. Has anyone used contraceptives before?
Yes.
You've used them before?
Yeah.
No, it's not a crime. It's not evil. It's not like, you know how people like to criminalize people. You've been there, eh? No, I also use contraceptives because guess what? Despite my HIV status, I do have sex. People like to think that because someone is HIV positive, they shouldn't have sex. Hey, I get some. What are you talking about? Yeah? Do you understand what I'm talking about? But contraceptives are many. It could be a condom, it could be a pill, it could be an injectable, it could be an implant. So again, let me warn you. The ladies that seem so innocent in this room are the villains. I have learned that the hard way. Trust me. The people who tend to act like they know nothing, like you ask them like, I don't know. I've never heard. What is that? Those ones. You should fear them.
That's what?
You should fear them. So when I say contraceptives, we've all used them before. You just don't want to admit. A condom is a contraceptive, right? A condom is a contraceptive. A pill is a contraceptive. If you've ever taken an after pill, it is a contraceptive. Hello? Hello? So again, I'm going to ask. You forget the boys in this room. Forget. They're not there. You're just imagining that they're there. By show of hands. Or you can say, yeah? We will not see, yeah? If you have used contraceptives before, please raise your hand. But I'm among them, so I need to raise. Yes, I've used condoms before, and I've also used after pills before. It is not evil. It is not a crime. In fact, if you check out my social media, you'll see me holding condoms. You'll see me holding implants. You'll see videos of me dancing, with condoms. Because it's part of me now. My duty as a peer educator is to teach people about these things. So I'm not supposed to fear them. Let's go back up. Up. Yes. So these are the types of contraceptives we have. I know some of you are experts. You've seen these things. You've used them. Yeah? Yes. I know even the men in this room, they've purchased them for their girlfriends. They're like, I am not ready to be a father. So take this pill. Yeah? Am I lying?
No.
They cannot accept. But it's the truth. So let's talk contraceptives. What have you heard about contraceptives? A microphone, the other side. The other side. But you can also move. You can also move closer. You can say anything that is on your mind. Do not care who is listening. Do not care who is going to say whatever after.
Yes, thank you. About contraceptives, mostly the pills. I've dealt with medical workers, and always there are people who go against them because they think pills have an effect to their reproductive system, mostly the uterus and the ovaries. They have a claim that pills may burn out their ovaries from the oviduct. So I don't know what the truth is.
I'll rectify. She had something. Move forward. Anyone else wants to share with me what they've heard about contraceptives? You can tell me you've heard that if a man uses a condom, they become barren. Hey. You can share with me. These things are normal.
Thank you very much. I've heard that, contraceptives, we hear that you can use them today and not get pregnant, but then in future you may fail to get the children at all when you're ready to have your kids. Or maybe if you're to have the kids, you might have a kid who has no eye or arm, or maybe even the heart is not working because of maybe a certain family planning method you used before. Thank you.
Mine was the same as hers, but what I know is there are those that are hormonal and non-hormonal contraceptives. Yes, and that thing of, I think it's called an IUD. There's someone who will tell you it's better to use an IUD than a pill because the pill will make you barren in the long run. Yeah.
What I've heard about contraceptives is that, you will take it, and sometimes it may not work. And like, they'll assure you, they'll be like, it works. But then sometimes it doesn't work. And why most people fear taking the pills is, like the way she said, some of them fear it blocking your uterus, something of that sort. So when you go up, and then when you want to give birth, it's either you lose your child or it's a miscarriage. Yeah.
Something else that I've heard, on top of what they've said, I've heard it all, but also these contraceptives, the monthly pills, like where you take one a day for 30 days, is it? I've heard that they have very disturbing side effects. Also, I learned a few moments ago that IUDs are really, really, really long term, like it's in you for 10 years. I did not know that. Also, I just want to say something that I came across while reading, but I think almost no one in this room pays attention to it, that some girls are actually allergic, like legit allergic to condoms. Thank you.
Thank you. May I have when you take those pills consecutively, you either be barren, either you have a baby who is abnormal, either you have abdominal cancer, sort of that, and they always tell us that those things have a lot of negative effects. As you know, there is no anything that can't fail to have a negative side and a positive side. But those things they have many effects of negatives.
Okay.
Also, I personally have been one of the people who have feared this so much, because when you've not yet gone for advice from medical workers, many people will tell you a different view about contraceptives. They'll tell you, when you use a pill, your ovaries may get blocked, you may not be able to have kids. Then someone will tell you, when you use an IUD, you never know, you may grow fat or what, your body size. But I'm someone who decided that if I want to do something, I'll go get the right information and make a choice on my own. But before you go to health workers, you inquire from your friends. They're all going to give you a negative view about it. But it's only when you get the right information, because I, for one, am someone who stands and says, I do use them, and I'm very fine with them. I've used an IUD, I've battled with it for 2 years, and I'm very okay. Yeah, I'm very okay. I'm a lady who speaks out for myself. It's better I protect myself, prevent myself from getting pregnant, secure my future, as long as I'm committed to one person.
Amen. So I just want to say, when I had just started ARVs, they told me that you will face, I said ARVs in my senior too, when I think I was 13 years or 14 years. They told me you'll have side effects, but they won't be major. And indeed, the side effects were not major. If I remember clearly, the side effects I had was just a skinny, itchy skin. Like every time I took long to swallow, I would feel my skin is itching, seriously. And then I had eye issues. In fact, all my secondary life I was wearing glasses. I could not, I had weird allergies, I was always itching, I had issues. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that everything in life has side effects. Let me give you an example. As an architect, this building has a side effect of if an earthquake happens, this glass will break and fall on all of us. You think I'm lying?
No.
If you're on a border, I've heard people say that, nzo kulinya border, achiri ngule mmotoka sinaga nafiira ku border. You mean you can't die in a car?
You can.
Do you get what I'm saying? So, like Shah said, everyone is going to give you their own opinion. Let me compare it to the topic that you'll probably understand the best. You've heard people say, Bobi Wine afugani. You've heard them say. But you've also heard people say that Bobi Wine can lead. But you've also heard people who say that, to which school did the president go to learn how to be a president? You don't need to go to school to be a president. But everyone is correct in their what? Own right. Human opinion. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Everyone has their opinion. You have had people who believe that. I've had cases of people who called me and they're like, my girlfriend, she's been swallowing ARVs, that is why she's barren. Those are misconceptions, myths and misconceptions. Now, as young ladies, you spend a total amount of time following Winnie Nwaji, Shiba, Spice. I don't even remember when I last checked Spice Diana's page, because I don't follow them. They don't add to me. Her putting up a picture with so much makeup on in a miniskirt does not add value to me. But it adds value to some of you who want to slay. For some of you who want to screenshot and put things on your status. Now that I want to just say the amount of data you waste on following celebrities who don't even know that you exist. Please spend it on following useful platforms. I would like to share. Last year, I think in November, October, I was given an assignment to go to Katanga. They gave us so many regions, but Katanga was the main one. Imagine I would wake up every morning to go to Katanga to talk to girls one-on-one and enroll them on contraceptives. In Kasana, every day. And you have to enroll girls, talk to them about why they need a contraceptive, why it is for their own benefit, and why they have to use it. Not that it's a punishment, but did you notice that during the lockdown, the level of teenage pregnancies skyrocketed? It is very evident when you see a woman is pregnant, but you cannot tell who impregnated her. So like this lady said, you pick your hustle. Choose between having unprotected sex and getting pregnant, choose between having a contraceptive or using a contraceptive to avoid an unplanned pregnancy, or you choose between having sex and getting pregnant, and you drop out of school. Misconceptions are there. They'll never end. Recently, I did an interview with BBC Africa, and they presented to me a topic that is new, completely mind-blowing, never heard of it, but it's a new innovation. It's coming up, and soon it will reach to Uganda. There is a ring. It's like I wish I had something I could. It's a ring that is inserted into a woman's vagina. And what that ring does is it helps women to not get HIV. So when it is inserted in your vagina, you can have sex without using a condom, without having to test for HIV, and it will help you control you from getting HIV. Now, I know the ones who are sexually active are wondering, where can we get it from? Kakana, it has not yet arrived in UG, still in South Africa. So what I'm trying to say is, all of us have sex, but because so-and-so is watching, Gundi Ananda Bantia, someone is my decament, or my calament, like you don't want to be talked about. You're dying in your own movie. When I went to Katanga, a lady told me that if you want to abort in Katanga, you just buy a sacket of Omo, you put it in a glass of water and you drink, and you will abort. And some of you here give each other that kind of advice. Confidently, it works. It works, I swear it works. A whole you who sat PLE, you sat senior 4, you sat senior 6, and you're convincing a fellow human being. But even you, the fellow human being, they are convincing. You have a hole on your brain. There is no such thing as there is a way out for abortion. Please, mutuyambe. You people are burdening the government, but you don't even know it. Because every time we have issues of teenage pregnancies increasing, we have issues of abortions increasing, there is a percentage on the side of the Ministry of Health, medically, that has to go towards catering for those things. Currently, they say abortion is illegal in Uganda, but I bet we have people in this room who have aborted. I can bet my money. One of them. I am so sure we have ladies who have aborted, but meanwhile, abortion is illegal. It is illegal. Research shows that every month, 800,000 girls at a hospital in Kawempe go there for post-abortion treatment. Like, after you've aborted, you go for treatment. If you don't go for treatment, you could die. Research shows 800,000. In fact, if I wanted to abort now, I would just go to Kawempe. It is the place because all the universities are there. But again, why would you have sex, unprotected sex? Do you know what it means to live with HIV for 30 years? You for you're joking. Do you know what it means to live with HIV for 30 years? Swallowing medicine every single day of your life. knowing that if you do not swallow it, things don't go well. People, you're still joking with your lives. Pick your hustle. Choose your hustle. Choose your hustle. Someone was telling me, this is completely different from contraceptives, someone was telling me during lunch that some of you feel bad about the fact that COVID took 2 years, you were in lockdown, Smanya, you were not in school. Is it true? Huh? It's true. Some of you felt bad about it. So you feel like too much time is being spent. You have changed. I have waited 5 years to get a scholarship. 5. And just 2 mere years of you waiting for COVID, you're complaining. You haven't seen life. You have not seen anything. I graduated 2015. I've been praying to God to give me a scholarship because my course is so expensive, I can't afford it, even if I got 10 family members to pay for me. I could not afford it on my own. Finally, I get a scholarship after 5 years of waiting. You have waited for just 2 years. 2, like 1, 2. And your parent is even the one paying for your tuition. Me, I have to kuiriba. Oh, I should spell that kuiriba. You think, I have to kuiriba. You're paying your rent. You have to pay for your transport. You're doing everything on your own. And you're here complaining, 2 years is so many. You can get married. See if marriage is easy. So, contraceptives. Let's go to the next one. Ronnie is not there. Yes. So have you seen this before? The injectable. Have you seen the injectable before? Because the ladies now have to act like they don't know these things, so they will have to keep quiet. But have you really seen this thing before? Really? But somehow you know how a guy's thingy looks like. Liars. Go back. Go back up. So I would like to say, for a Saraya press is one of an example of an injectable. An injectable is simply like the way you see it. When you remove this cover, there is a needle. And when you press here, you can easily inject yourself. So they are effective, they are long-lasting, they are reversible, and they provide a private way to prevent pregnancy. In other words, you can just purchase it from a pharmacy and use it without anyone knowing. And it's reversible, meaning that if you buy the drug and inject it, it's supposed to spend a certain amount of time in your bloodstream or your body. And after a while, it will fade away. What is that sound? You can discontinue it without a provider's help. In other words, what they mean is you don't need to go back to the hospital for the process to be undone. Does that make sense? It's not like an implant that you have to go to hospital for them to remove the implant. You just wait for the time to elapse, and then you can easily get pregnant if you want to. Does that make sense? Because you're given a specific amount of time. I think it's 3 months. I am not so sure, but it's supposed to be, I think, 3 months. Yeah. So if you get it today, you count 3 months. When 3 months are done, you're safe to get pregnant. So if you want to get to redo the whole process, you can go back. But you don't necessarily have to go to hospital for the process to be undone. Then it doesn't interfere with sex. You know how a coil is inserted in a woman's vagina, and some men claim that they can feel it while they're having sex, which is actually not true. Some men claim that they feel it, that discomfort when they're having sex. That's what they mean when they say that it does not interfere with sex, because then the men are enjoying this topic meanwhile. So you don't need to, it does not interfere with sex, and then it can be used privately. Eventually, most women stop having monthly bleeding. Now, this is what the doctors say. But I feel like if I tell you this, you'll misuse. I'm not going to tell you. Nope. You'll misuse the contraceptive.
You tell me. Okay, tell us. You tell me. Because I need to know.
Anyway, because you're adults, you're above 18. So what they say about this contraceptive is that if you have terrible cramps, there are women who, when they have cramps, they can't move, they can't do anything, they are rendered useless. If you're using this method, people are eager to hear. I think I should leave now. Kokonyo,
Tell us.
So when you use this method, it stops with the monthly menstruals. But not with every woman, with specific people, your body type. So with some women, when they're using it, they don't menstruate. Or you can menstruate this month and then miss the next one. So it helps a bit with women who have very painful very painful periods. But please do not misuse it. So some of the cons, it has side effects, mainly the menstrual changes like I've just mentioned, and then action can be stopped immediately. It might take more time. You may take more time to become pregnant after stopping. Now, someone mentioned that there is no such thing as I used contraceptives, then after that I tested positive for cancer. I used contraceptives, then I am barren. Some people have these issues even before they used them. But no one will admit to that. You will find that someone is already barren. But because they've never tested to find out if they are barren or not, they will assume that because I used contraceptives, that is why. When I was in Katanga, a woman told me, ebintu bireta cancer, era mwana wange sagala temumbingizamu. Then I dug deeper, because our duty is to dig deeper. I dug deeper and found out that this woman was saying things she has also just heard. So some of you also like to pass on information you have just heard, but you're also passing information on to people who have open minds. They'll believe everything they hear. So someone will come to you, tell you, I heard, but the person who is telling you is not the one who went through it. Do you see the contradiction? So you shouldn't believe everything you hear. You might find someone already had their cancer before they what? Before they even thought of using contraceptives. Yes, in most cases, you do undergo your periods. At first, when your body is still adhering to the contraceptive, there may be a few body changes here and there. But those body changes, after a while, they go back to normal. So yes, in most cases, you may have issues with your periods, but after a while, you go back normally. Also, you should not shy away from your doctors. When I was young, anyway, all my life I've been in and out of hospitals, so I have learned my way around doctors. I am not shy when it comes to a doctor, whether male or female. May I tell you, wansi wa. But not to the extent of kandabe. No, I don't go up to that level. So when you go to see your doctor, please feel comfortable with them and talk to them about these things. As peer educators, we have learned that one of the challenges, I don't know if one time people saw an advert on TV where a lady was walking into a hospital. It was during lockdown. A lady would walk into a hospital, and then she ran into a woman who knew her mother, and then told her that, you're also here, you've started having sex, started criticizing her in hospital when everyone was listening. So we've realized as peer educators, as NGOs who do these things, that the people at hospital are the ones also causing a lot of issues with young people. They fear expressing themselves because they believe, if I go to the hospital, Nancy Gundi knows my father. Such situations. I'll be answering the questions mpola mpola. The next one, please. The next one, please. So the next one is also an injectable. It's like saying that we have fruits, but there are very many types of fruits. But the fruits taste differently. So it's also an injectable, except that this one you need to buy a needle to use. So it's similar to the other one. It falls in the bracket of injectables. The next one. This one, I believe everyone in this room has bought. Wallahi, there is no virgin in this room. Taliyo. You have all. Should we check?
You check.
I'm sure most of you have used these pills and you know. You know how they work, you know what they do, but also, once you overuse something, the other lady in the corner has something to say. Yeah, because I've caught you talking, you share with us what you were telling your neighbor. The next one. You had something to say?
Which lady?
This one, in front of you. You're talking about pills? You've used pills before? Your boyfriend bought you pills?
No, this friend of mine was asking me that have I ever seen them, then I was like, no.
Okay. I would love those conversations to keep coming through. So, you've heard of implants, right? I really fear implants. Me as a person, I cannot imagine myself being cut such that someone can, no. If I was to use a contraceptive, I would use a condom or an IUD, period. Nothing less, nothing more. Anything to do with cutting my body, I don't want. You see, the advantage with this is that if they cut you, they usually cut around here. Very small incision and they insert. Or they cut around here, the thigh. Because nowadays, girls in high school, they used to do a lot of those. But then when their parents find out, they changed to here. So some of you, we shall never tell until we share a shower with you. Not that it's evil, but yeah, the beauty with this is that as soon as you put it, it's effective. And as soon as you remove it, you start your business. So really there is nothing like, I feel like it's really, really safe compared to every other thing, every other method. It's safe and it's good. The next one. This is the coil I was telling you about. So they use this tube and this to insert this into your vagina. It's not a painful process. You people have seen bigger things than that. Why are you acting like as if it's a big deal? I heard someone here saying, it's just that we do not move where you are, but we know. We know. Exactly. The next one.
Cool.
Condoms. People know condoms. First, go back to the old one. Now, this one, you need to have a very high level of hygiene. High level of hygiene. Because the moment these strings interface with an infection or a bacteria, it goes all the way up. So if you don't work on it really, if you do not stay clean down there, and by clean I don't mean go buy soap and begin washing your vagina with soap. It's wrong. It's wrong. You just have to watch out for infections. Okay? Yeah. The next one. This is my favorite. Because I use it. What, you want me to lie to you? You people, you people. I cannot lie to you when I use it. Why should I lie to you? Let me see. You two ladies, please come. I've seen you talking. Come, you're going to show us how to use a condom. Please come. Please come and hurry. You know it is very disrespectful when someone tells you to please come up and you stay staring at them, eh? So, let me see. The lady in glasses, you were talking, please come. I see people trying not to talk such that I can leave them, but bam, it is too late. It is too late. Let me see. The lady in glasses, yes, you come. You've been on your phone, I've been watching you and just letting you be. Yes, you in square. Please come. Okay, so I have 4 ladies. Yeah. So have you ever touched a condom before? Me, I'm godly, God-fearing. God-fearing. I just want you to distribute to every row. Yeah? Now, move, chap, chap. No, leave alone these ladies. I said the rows. The rows. Madam, this side. Be chap, chap. Now, you two come. You're going to show us how to use a condom. So I'm assuming we all know what this is. This is not news. No one is below 18 here. I think I should say no one is below 10 here. So please don't open those condoms. As you receive them, don't open them. The lady with her head down. Are you sick? Is she sick? I highly doubt. I feel like you're saying that to spice it up. Yes, so another microphone. Hey, they thought it was going to be easy. No wahala. Stand here and you wait for her to finish. You show, you hold for her the microphone. Please show us how to use a condom. First, the audience. No, your style, by the way, your way. If you don't know, just do it the way you know.
I open and
yes, you open, you touch, you show us how you do it. Chap, chap, you have 1 minute. Because we have to go, we have to go. So, madam, you're recording how to expose her, eh? This world is not fair.
opening and getting back.
She's allergic to condoms. Someone told me and I thought they were lying. I hope we are watching. Bambi, you show us while you're talking. Then you do what? What are you doing now?
I'm removing it.
Let's pay attention, guys. Less talking and more watching. Then what do? You explain to us what you're doing.
After removing it from the thing, it has to be like this. This thing has to be like this, up.
The person saying he will come here and do it.
Yeah.
You should cheer your friends. They are trying. Some of you know nothing.
You put it on. After putting it on, you just pull like this.
Clap for them, clap for them, clap for them. Who has wipes to help them? Wipes, someone with wipes, hand wipes to help them. The lady in glasses, please come. You who just stand, yes, please come. You look like a spectator to me. The lady who has been sleeping, please come. Come and show us how to use a condom. I told you everyone has to say something today. Madam Spectator, how are you? The lady, are you sick? I hope it's not a false alarm. Let me see. You choose randomly, someone. They shall not talk about you, don't worry. Randomly, tebakutiisa. Who?
This one who is sitting alone. This one who is sitting alone.
The lady sitting alone, the one who was neighboring you. Yes, please come, neighbor. Come running. So I don't know who is going to do what. All I want to see is how to use a condom. You look like the Virgin Mary.
Good afternoon or good evening. Before using a condom, you first check the expiry date.
Clap for her.
Yes, and after checking the expiry date, you push it to one side or to one corner, and you are supposed to tear it from the rough end.
Are we
not
paying
this
attention
one.
to her? Please feel free.
Yes. So you're supposed to open it from the rough end, not the smooth end. Because it cannot
It is slippery.
easily. They are slippery. Thank you.
Be fast. You have 1 minute.
So after removing it, you're supposed to keep holding this cut thing. You're supposed to keep holding it so that it does not fit so tightly.
Hey! Wow. Mambi, clap for her. So the rest of you, all you know how to do is slay. Slay, 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 slay. But you don't know how to use condoms. Did you all know that she knew how to use a condom? You see? Not that it's bad, but knowing how to use a condom doesn't necessarily mean you use it. She has probably had the same education I went through to learn these things. Or maybe she ran into one of us and we taught her how to use it. So she had almost everything 99% correct. She was correct. So I want someone to come hold my microphone and I do it all over again. No, let me choose someone who has not done anything. The lady, please come. Please run. Be fast. So, you all have a condom, right? First and foremost, like she said, you check the expiry date. It is key. It's like medicine. You don't swallow medicine. That is what? Expired. Then you press it. If you press it and there is no air on the inside, it means there is a what? There is a hole on the packaging, meaning it is damaged. You don't what? you don't use. So if you press it and you don't feel air inside, it is not worth using. Now, the way you see it, you have the rough edges, you have the smooth edges. Have you seen? So usually the smooth edges are hard to tear, but then the rough edges are easier to tear. So I've seen people tearing with a lot of energy and force. It is not advisable. Because in the process, nowadays slay queens have long nails. You will what? Tear the condom without noticing it. So you tear gently. In a simple corner, I was hearing someone saying, Ruma, you bite. Please come and bite for us, the one who was saying, you bite. We see if you can actually bite this thing. You see if you can actually bite it. So, after that, you do not insert your fingers to remove. It's not allowed. You instead push it. So when you push it and it pops out, then you hold on to it. Now, the first lady, the reason as to why it didn't come out is because she used the inside part to roll. That's why every time she was rolling, it was going back up. In other words, you're supposed to use the inside, the outside part. So this thing, she was calling it a thing, but in actual sense, it's a tip. The tip of the condom. It's not supposed to have any air inside. This is in a situation where your boyfriend is very high, you're uncontrollable. In that moment, you're the only sensible one. So you're now telling him how to do it. You hold the tip like you see me holding the tip, and then you roll it down. Gently. If it's not going down gently, then you're using a lot of force. Your work is done. So tomorrow, no, Easter period is coming. I know. Some of you are going to be home for, you're going to visit even your OBs. I know. So you've learned. Now, after removing it, we have people, a certain type of creature that use condoms and then they just throw them on the streets. Let us assume some of you have children. How would you feel if you found your child blowing it? How would you feel? Disgusted. So the same way you'd feel disgusted, I want you to have empathy for someone else's child. If you get a condom, after using it and you throw it on the road, it's a bad feeling. It's a bad feeling. So when you remove the condom, you are always advised because there is always fluid in here. For those who are experienced, they know. Yeah? There is always fluid in there. It's too slippery. So when you remove it, you make sure that fluid does not pour. But now, this is the question I want to ask. After having sex, the fluid on the outside belongs to whom? To who? You mean that is how low your voice is? The female. And then the fluid inside? So based on that information, who is supposed to remove the condom? Why? The fluid on the outside is for the man. The fluid on the inside is for? The fluid on the outside is for the woman. The one inside is for the man. So who removes the condom? Or Dio Siwaulida? When they put Dio, bad man Dio, you were here shouting. So who removes the condom? Why? The outside fluid is for the man. It is the woman supposed to remove. But do you know, during sex, this fluid on the outside belongs to the woman. Meaning that if, God forbid, you are HIV positive and your man has any slight cut on his hand and they touch your fluid, they are bound to get HIV positive. This is how people get HIV and they're like, but I've been very careful, I used to use condoms. Those slight details that nobody will tell you. That is how people get HIV and they're like, but I'm still a virgin. But I did not know. I don't know how I got HIV. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, you might have been using a condom, but you used it wrongly. The fluid on the outside belongs to the woman. So the woman should remove the fluid, and then after that, what do? You tie, because you don't want this fluid pouring around. They do not throw these things in ceramic toilets. Hello? These things are not thrown in flushing toilets. Huh? At the rubbish pit or in a latrine. It is only and only in this era of social media where you find women putting a pad in a flushing toilet. So please do not do the same thing. This strictly goes to. So remember this thing, the package. You put it back inside. Because again, you can't be here advocating for simanyanga tutasa butonde, bichi, and you're throwing around buvera for condoms. We don't want. So you put this thing in here. By the way, if you don't want to bother yourself with throwing around a condom, tell your boyfriend, move with your thing and throw it. Me, I'm not going to throw it for you. By the way, me, I'm that point blank. Eh? I do not sugarcoat words. I'm like, Musaja Bambi, move with your condoms. Today, I'm not throwing them for you. So I'm randomly going to choose someone to come and show us how to use a condom, because we've all gone through the process. I'm going to take this. Someone with wipes to help me. Wipes. So let me see, picky, ponky. Yes, the lady with the mask. I've been seeing you laughing. Please come and show us how to use a condom. Thank you. Please come up. Hurry. Please be fast like you're coming for food. So you've left your condom there? Oh my God. It's okay. It's okay. That one is for your handbag, eh? Don't throw it away.
Suppose it falls in class. Okay, hello everyone. Why are
You
people
cheer your
laughing?
friends when they're here presenting. Oh, second, but I'll call you for something. Yeah?
Okay, first of all, what I know, this has to be stiff, because if it's not stiff, like, if it's not erect, then the condom may not go on. So, okay. So, what did I say? So you, as they said, you check the expiry date to see if it's not expired. Then you check for the rough ends, and then you push it down so that you don't tear it by mistake. Then you tear. It's for the tearing. Okay, then you push it out like this. Then you hold this thing. I don't know, she said from the inside. This side. Okay. You hold it from this side, this end side where the fluid goes in, and then you hold, is it the man who puts on or the woman? Okay. Okay, so I think the woman, is it the woman who holds the man's? It depends.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm the woman holding, so I hold, and then I push down.
Experience, Ogina.
Okay, like that.
Let's clap for her, Bambi. She's done so well.
Then I remove. I remove. Okay, when done, everything done, you okay. Okay. So went, yeah.
Upside down.
Hey. Okay, so you turn it down. But I think when he's done, this is no longer stiff, so it comes off easily. Okay. Okay, so you hold it down. You hold it facing down. I think by that time maybe it's not erect, so it easily goes off. You pull down like this. It can't fall. Nang.
But you're allowed to make mistakes. There is no one who is perfect.
Okay, so you make sure the fluid doesn't pour, and then you tie and you clean the man and yourself. Okay, you put this inside. Yeah. Manange. Ngakaganyo yingi nakana.
Okay. She's done well, Bambi. Clap for her. What do you mean? I know where you want me to go to, but I shall not go there. So I think what she's trying to say, thank you so much. You look amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Now some people are jealous because I've said you look amazing. Madam. So someone is asking me about, do you clean the man afterwards? I like to think, okay, I am half Muganda, half Munyaranda. My mom comes from Rwanda. So if I am being very typical honest with you people, I do not believe in half the things Buganda says. Because for me, I feel like that is mambo jumbo, just trying to, you know, put us into a corner with culture, label us with culture. A woman should do this, a woman do this. My dear, in 21st century, we need to live our lives. So I do. Personally, there are things I don't do. Yes. And I'm not saying you go ahead and don't do them because Ruth said don't do them. May I know how I manage my men?
Men. Not man.
I have said men. But what I'm trying to say is, it depends how your man wants it. There are men, I have personally met men who say they don't want women with twin towers. And I've also met men who are like, if you don't have twin towers, we have nothing to talk about. Oh, please, Google. You know? And then there are men who don't like what you're saying, you know, cleaning the man. But there are also women who are typical Baganda who would even go down on their knees. You know, I'm not that woman, I'm sorry. There are things I can't do. Yeah, but it's entirely your option. So I want to answer a couple of questions here, chap. Is it okay for a doctor to prescribe contraceptives as a medication to stop heavy bleeding or cramps? I don't think it's professional, and I don't think it's allowed. But if the doctor is your friend, you know, if your doctor is really your good friend, some of them can tip you on those things, but I don't think it's right. Someone is asking, why is it that men don't get to use contraceptives? Why do women have to do everything? One of the family planning methods we have for men is a vasectomy. Vasectomy meaning that they cut out your testicles and you can't give birth. But that's a bit extreme. Though recently I saw an advert of where men can also use contraceptives. Like there's a contraceptive for men that they swallow to not get a woman pregnant. Yes, but I do not advocate for most of these innovations for reasons I wouldn't like to get into. What is the right time to have sex to break your virginity? Who has an answer?
It all depends on you whenever you want to.
Let her answer.
After wedding.
Who else?
I'm sorry for interrupting the session. Our HR has to go. She has a class. We are very, very grateful that you're part of this and you've dedicated your time to be with us. As an administrator, I know there is so much at your desk in the office, but you've been here. So let's listen from her. She's going to say the vote of thanks. It was supposed to come late, but as you know, the program began late and everything.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. The facilitator who is still around, fellow ladies, though I'm old, you are young, but we are all ladies, so it will be bad if I address you as girls. You are ladies. That is respect. And I appreciate all those who have been here for so long. I've seen some faces. They have been here. They have not left since I joined you here. And thank you. You know, this is good to join such seminars, talks, and so on. So those who stay behind, they miss a lot, really. So I believe for you who are here, you have learned a lot, and you will not regret. These things they are demonstrating here, I believe some of you, it is just a new thing, but even though you can tell your colleagues and they don't believe, I know. When they were talking about contraceptives, there are those who have never come across such things, just to hear from others. But I believe today you have seen yourself, and I think you appreciate that you didn't waste your time. Yeah, all the presentations that were here, they were so wonderful from the time I joined you. When she told you to dance here, I saw some people were shy, were what, but I remember the first facilitator mentioned about confidence. And even I think Julia mentioned about confidence. So I was seeing a lack of confidence to many of you. And as a girl nowadays, confidence is the first thing that you should put in front of you. Even these men, they will spoil you if they see that you lack confidence. But if you have the confidence to say no, to say this I don't like it, to say this is not the better way to do this, you will find you will succeed. In everything, confidence does a lot of work in your course of life. To see Ruth here, as young as she is, don't think that she was created like that. She just put confidence in herself. So, by being confident, you can be able to do everything. So, I will not repeat whatever they have said. Everything they said, in some cases, it was touching my life. My age, I've gone through many things. Growing up and reaching where I am and what I'm doing, there must be very many things that I have gone through, but I managed to succeed. So before I was given just 5 minutes, just to say a vote of thanks. So my work is only a vote of thanks. I'm not here to give a presentation, but given a chance to give a presentation about a lady or a woman, I believe I can take even a week on each and every part that they have touched on. Be it from school when they were telling you about being an ICT woman, I can take a week. From school, what I've gone through, what I've experienced. So everything to me, when they are talking, I see what I went through. So in other words, I have experience in many things that they have mentioned. So thank you, Ruth, and those who have facilitated in absentia, and thank you, fellow ladies, for being here and lending the facilitators your ears. We hope that we shall always have such a things. Before I leave, they have told you, I represent staff on the female side. When it comes to students, whoever is having a challenge, please don't die from there. I'm a mother also, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, and especially a mother of girls. I have 3 biological and 2 who are not biological, but all of them are girls. So I know how to handle girls. I know how to deal with girls. And especially me, my girls, they are like my sisters. So please feel free to be my sisters also. So don't suffer alone there. I know you experience a lot of challenges in your daily life, in the new environment, especially for you who have joined the campus. Men are there waiting for you. Sometimes you find you have a challenge, you don't know how to handle it. You have lecturers, they are opening their eyes to see whom to spoil. So please, don't die from there because this one is a lecturer. So he will fail me to finish my course. No, that's not how it is. And I know how I can handle it alone, and we manage it secretly when it is not exposed to other people. So thank you for listening to me, and have a lovely evening.
Thank you, Mrs. Betters. Indeed, she's really a mother. We approached her about this seminar just a few days ago, I think on Friday, and invited her to be part of this. And indeed, she welcomed us as a mother. Thank you so much, madam, for sparing this time. We don't take it for granted. We are very grateful that we had an administrator among us. Thank you. An apology to Miss Ruth once again.
So we were talking about, we had a question. What is the right time to have sex? What is the right time for you to break your virginity? There is a hand behind.
The right time to break the virginity is before marriage. Even if you're getting married at 20, you have to break the virginity before marriage.
Why?
I just think you need to be...
Just speak your
there is
mind.
what they call an amateur in something, so you don't need to be an amateur when it comes to sex.
Okay. Who else? So how many of you believe that you should break your virginity after marriage? By show of hands. And how many of you believe you can just have sex with anyone, provided you love them, they love you? By hand. This is where people pretend that they don't know about sex. Okay, so, but there are also those who do friends with benefits situationships. Say something.
So, for my own opinion, I think this virginity thing is categorized in many ways. Like if you go to church and the religious part, they always tell us don't fornicate, so you have to have sex after marriage. If you come to a social life, I mean culture and stuff, they talk about have sex when you have introduced your man to your parents. And if you come to our daily lives, like literally as they say it's a .com era, anyone would think that in case they've found someone who's true to them, and they're ready to explore the world together, I feel some people think they can have sex at that time. So I think virginity and losing it is according to someone's perspective.
Thank you very much. And just to close this topic, I personally think that everybody has a right to their own body. You can decide that you're not going to have sex until you're married. You can decide to have sex when you're dating. You can decide to just, have casual sex, You meet someone, they don't have to have feelings for you, you don't have to date them. You have simple casual sex and move forward. But I also know that, speaking from my experience, when I was at Kakunglu Memorial doing my senior 6, I was in a relationship for a whole year with this young man, and we never had sex for a whole year. Very few people believe that, and I don't care who doesn't believe it. But what I'm trying to show you is, it is you who sets the ground. This gentleman walked up to me, asked me, I want to date you. I told him it's okay, provided we do not have sex. I don't want to have sex with you until I'm sure I want to have sex. I was naive. I didn't know what I was doing, but for me, I knew I had to protect myself. I cannot have sex before marriage. Usually when I tell people that I last had sex 5 years ago, they think I am lying, you know, because people believe that you don't necessarily have to be dating to have sex. Well, unfortunately for me, I've not dated for a while, so I am not having sex. And I'm not going to just have sex with anyone, because that, I was going to use a very bad word, because those things will come back to me. And I don't want my reputation to be spoilt. So I hope I've answered someone's question. Someone here is saying, I have ever went to the hospital and they told me that I have UTI. And they gave me medicine, but after some time experienced the same pain and fluids in my vagina. Kept coming till now, it's now 3 months. So, two things. Either this person probably did not swallow the medicine properly. If you didn't swallow the medicine properly, they tell you swallow a pill every day, you swallow a pill every after a week, what do you expect? Number two, maybe the drug wasn't working for your body. If it's not working for your body, you have to go back. Because again, as ladies, what you don't know is, if you have an infection and you don't treat it, you're the people who complain that, Sizala, I am barren. You do not see your periods, Manyanga down there is itchy. You have infections, but you're not treating them. Please do not keep quiet about your infection. Go to the hospital. An infection is as bad as it can stop you from having children. That's how bad it is. So please go back to the hospital. When you use injectables or those other contraceptives like implants, do you still undergo periods? I feel like I answered that and I said yes, you do. Don't you need to check with the doctor if it has expired in your blood? Can't you overdose? You have to check with the doctor. What could be the cause for certain girls smelling weird? Like there is a substance they release, especially at later hours of the day. And if they are students that take long to wash up and can't smell it themselves, how can they be helped? First of all, as a lady, you need to, know yourself. Me, I know that after I'm done, the problem is this man is recording me. That's the only challenge I have. But you need to know how your body works. Personally, every time I'm done with my periods, I go through ovulation. Everyone goes through ovulation, right? But there are some people who are not affected the way I am affected. For me, when I'm going through ovulation, I have to move with an extra knicker in my bag. Because it's like I am wet down there 24/7. You're laughing. You think it's a funny thing. So when I'm ovulating, my knicker is always wet. After 30 seconds, I have to change. It's very discomforting, but that is me when I'm ovulating. So I've gotten used to it, and I'm always moving with an extra knicker when I'm ovulating. So maybe these people are also going through the same thing. So if you know that is your problem, you also need to have a good perfume. Usually a person who is